Hello guys, and you're welcome back. We are still on the first module, which is the module 1, introduction to Photoshop, and I am still showing you how to navigate Photoshop interface, how to customize. I've shown you guys how to customize your workspace and how to navigate some things in Photoshop, and I'll be showing you guys how to understand the use of toolbars, panels and menus, and the use of layers. So we'll be starting with layers, and I'll show you guys also how to master shortcuts in Photoshop. There are some shortcuts you need to know that will make your work, they'll give you this easy flow on Photoshop. So let's just bump into the design. Whew. Now, last video we did something, so I forgot to teach you guys another way to import in 2024, to import an image, which is just go over to imports here and click on it, and then whatever you want to import, let's take for instance this design. I'll just import it, and voila, we have this. Once I'm done, I'll click on done, and that is it for the design. So in this video I'll be showing you how to make use of the layer while I delete this. But before I delete it, so you'll see that the image I just imported into my Photoshop is reflected here. Voila, this is the layer panel. This layer contains all these things here, which are really lovely. So this is to toggle things on, this is to filter some things, which is not this is it is out of it. You don't need this one too, you don't need it too, so just leave it the way it is. So just leave them the way it is, and these things will just show you what you are doing. If this images you want to show, or the background, it will show you. If this adjustment layers, if it is text, if it is some things, now it will just show you from here. So but here too is to show you how things are. You can navigate the kind of things you want. If it is smart objects, you understand, so just leave it at kind, and that's it. So this normal, it's the blend modes, and when we get to the module, I will show you how to really use it very well. And opacity, so you see these things on this layer panel, the what is reflected on my artboard here. So you get whatever I do here is going to be reflected in my layers panel. Just the layer panels, take record of all whatever things you use in your artboard. It will take record of it, and to be layered here, and you can actually just work on it very easy and very smooth. So I'll delete this and show you a couple of things. Now to delete, let me start by showing you. Just go down for instance to the layer panel here and click on it, delete, and then just highlight, just click on yes, and that's it. So that's really nice and really sweet. Now, so for the next step, the next icon by my right is the empty layer creation. So if you just click on it to create an empty layer, which you can just actually edit and tweak and use for different stuffs, which is really, really lovely. So one of those is that you can just use you can paint with this empty layer. Since it's empty, it gives you the ability to want to explore and do whatever you want with it. So for instance, I can just go and click on the brush tool over here, and then once I click on it just once, to show me, I'll just have to just increase this thing. Let me put it to 1300 for instance. No, 1300. So it is supposed to show me a cycle, but it's not showing. But then let me just click on this thing and then change the color so you guys can see. So if I paint, you can see it's painting. But let me Ctrl Z. Let me reduce the size of the brush to like 700. Just paint, and it will work. And did you get? So this is how to create some kind of effect in Photoshop, which is really lovely. In fact, I can use this thing to create a light flare effect, and it will be really nice. It's really nice and really sweet. Now for instance, now if I want to create a light effect, now after doing this, let me start from scratch. Let me hide this. So I will go and create the layer again from here, create it, click on this. This is an empty layer, right? So I'll go to the brush tool, click on it, and then it's highlighted. Then change this color to yellow that it is already, and then click on OK, and then just click. My one is not showing that cycle thing. I think maybe because my system has been a while, I have shut it down. So when I restart it again, it's going to show that cycle effect that is highlighting the part that is going to paint, you understand. But then that's not an issue as long as you just click on the brush tool. You have this, and then you're fine. So we are painting now. We are satisfied. What we will do is we'll go over to the color again, click on it, and try to just tweak it a little bit. Just come to the lighter version here, click on it, click on OK. Now you can use the two bracket keys, the left bracket and the right bracket, to reduce your sizes of this brush tool. So I'll use the left one to reduce it. If you check here, it's reducing here. Has become 300. If I press the right one, it is increasing to 600, 700. So I'll just put it to 400 or 300. Let's see. So I'll just spend. But it's 300 is really small, so let's increase it to like 500. So let's spend. So now you see the effect now really showing. So one more thing again, I'll go back to the color, this color panel now, and click on it and change it to white automatically, and click on OK, and voila, we have this. So let me switch all these things to full opacity, that's 100. So I'll just paint now we have this, right? So if I hide this background, now we have this. So this is a light. We have created a light flare icon here in Photoshop, which is really nice and really lovely. So that is it for creating a light flare. So we'll just hide this and delete the other one, so we can hide and unhide. So you get it. So that's basically it for this one now. So you get how to create new layer and create a new empty layer, and then you can just walk over it. That's really cool, right? So if I want to really group these two icons now, for instance, this one is locked. Now to unlock it, I'll just click on this lock icon. It's going to unlock, so I can actually play with it and drag it. But formally, because it was locked, I can't really touch it. See, I can't really I'm coming. I can't really raise it or do anything with the the color background. But if I click on it now to remove the locked icon, so I can just actually shift it a little bit, so which is really nice and very sweet. But sometimes you don't need to really just to keep things safe, so that you will not be altering your designs. You can just lock your designs. You just go over here and lock it again, and that's basically it, you see. So I can't, if I am doing anything, it's not going to affect it. So even if I lock this one to the same thing, nothing will do it. So I can actually work on other things, understand, and I'll be fine and I'll be good. So but that's not what we want, so I will unlock it now and be good. So now I want to really group these two objects in my layer. So I'll click on the first one and I'll click on the second one, and then what I will do next is go to this group, file group, create a new group, and then create a new group, and that's it. Voila. So I can decide to name this my group now animation, for instance. Animation. Oh, pardon me, I used. Okay, so I can decide to create it and name it animation. That's lovely, right? If I want to check what is inside again, I'll just click on it, and then I can rename this one by double clicking on it and putting it and giving it light flare. That's it. Then I can give this my background, or let me just put it BG. Yeah, that's really nice and really smart. So I can hide it, close it from here, open it from here, from this drop down stuff here. So I think that's really nice and really lovely, right? So we have used the delete, we have used the create empty layer, we have used this create a new group, you understand. So we are going to use this create a new fill or adjustment layer. The use of adjustment layer in Photoshop can't really be overemphasized. So it helps it helps in doing so many things. Now take for instance, let me close this thing and hide this. So I want to do a new background. Let's assume we don't have a background again. I want to create a new background. I can either create a solid background or a gradient background, you get. So I'll click on this and then create a solid background for an instance for the first time. Now when I click on it, it showed me white, right? So I can just change it to black, or maybe change it to red for instance, and click on OK if I want it. If I want to change it to blue, I'll just come here, click on blue, and just look for any shade that I want, and then leave it like this. So we have this background, right? Very nice. So if I want to create a gradient color fill, I can just go over again and click it and come here, put on gradient, and it's going to be like this. If I want to leave it like this, I can click on OK, but let me hide it. If I want to do another style, I'll go back again and do gradient and click on this. Instead of me leaving this place, no opacity, the opacity blank like that, I'll click on it and then change it to something I want, like something dark, or I'll just come here and change it to basic first. So it's like this, right? So if I can decide to use the templates already here, I can decide to just go over and use the one with blues and click on blues and click on this, and you can see whatever I click will really reflect. So that's for blue. Now what if I want to do it manually? What if I want to do it by myself? I don't want to copy any template here. I don't want to use any templates, for instance this one or this one or this one. So I want to create mine by myself. So what I will do is I will just go down below and click on these icons, and if you want to add, you can actually add by clicking again. So you have added one again. So let's assume I want to do 3, so or maybe 4, click again. So now we have this, right? So we can double click on this, and to show you color, click here and change it to whatever you want. You have this. Now click this one and change it to whatever you want. Now you have this. Can you see? Now you have these things. Now it's now lovely. That's part of a gradient one. So you're happy with it, or maybe you want to change some things. Now make it noise. You see it's really bad. Make it solid. This is fine. You can actually name it and save it. For instance, I can name it AY, and that will be it, and I'll create new. It's going to effect to get. So I can create the smoothness to be 100 or make it rough. You understand? So it just depends on you. So you can make it smooth or make it not really smooth. So that's it. So, and if I'm happy with it, I can just create new and create it, but I don't want. I'll just create it. I'll click on OK. That's it. And then I can decide to make it radial or angle or reflected or diamond. So this is really nice. Or I can decide to change the axis, change it, the angle, sorry, just do it like this, do it like this. This is really nice. I like it. Or maybe probably change it to radial, play with it, angle, play with it, play with it, but however you want, and leave it. So reflected too, you see how it looks like reflected. So diamond too, let's see. So but I'll be going with linear. So this is really nice, and you can decide to input it manually here, or the what are you calling it, percentage scaling. You can decide to reduce it from here and increase it from here, or however you want it. So you see, it just depends on you like this. So if you can leave it like this, I think this is fine, and then you can make it reverse and make it irreverse. You can make it theta. So that's it. So you can just leave your every other thing like that and click on OK, and voila, you have this lovely gradient background. So but if you notice, this our background here is not showing. Why? That's because it is below this one that we just created, so it's very obvious. So if I want to see this one now, I have to bring it upward. Now voila, you have this. Now that's basically it. So that's really nice, and that's really smooth. Now on to the next for the layers panel. What we can learn from it again, go over it. I can actually create a pattern from the adjustments layer in the layer panel. So I'll click on its pattern, and then I can see this is a pattern that you can use. You can decide to choose another pattern and use them. These are all patterns that you can use to spice up your designs and make them real realistic, and you understand, you will really enjoy them. So they all come with this thing. I can decide to use this one now for my design, and it will really be nice. So let's click on OK. You can actually tweak it and make it to how you want. So click on OK, and that's it, right? So our pattern is above and this color is below. and this is below, right? So once you hide it, you see them. Once you unhide it, you see them too. So now, for instance, let's say we want to blend this color into this color, like this pattern into this now. So what we will do is click on the first one and then go here to see how we can blend it. Now, can you see how we can actually blend it to bring out that sweet vibe? So now you see now, if I hide this one, now can you see, if I unhide it now, we have a lovely pattern already with this blue stuff. So if I change the blue to dark, maybe something, or understand, you see the effect changing, you understand? So but that's not what we want, so I'll just leave it like that. So this is lovely. So if I hide this too, it will still show on this one too, like that. So that's because we have changed this to lighten from the blend mode section. So that's basically it. So this blend mode section, you can just go and check it out. It is really nice. You can explore it and check out some things if you want it. So that's basically it. So just Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z is to undo. So that's basically it. Now another thing which you can do from layer panel is to go over it again, click on it, and just create some brightness and contrast, which is really lovely. Sometimes you need these things for your designs, you can see, just to make it really pop and really nice. So you can see what is happening, right? So you don't want to overdo things so that you don't spoil your stuff, you understand? If I want to create another one, I'll go there again. I'll just go for levels. Now levels is for depth and making things darker and brighter somehow. So that's it. So if I do like this, I'll do like this. If I do like this, so can you see, am I getting some stuff, right? That's really nice. So let me click outside and click outside everything. So if I want to create another thing now, I'll go to that place and click on curves now and play around with it. You see, curves now gives it some kind of interesting stuff. Now let's see. So let's just play around with it and enjoy. That's for curves, right? So let's go again and click again for exposure. Now you see exposure. Really nice. Now so you can just decide to just play with it and enjoy your stuff. The goal is to don't overdo it, and these things are just sweet for making you once you create your design finish, you can just actually just use a bit of them and to make your designs really pop. Really it will pop. So as you can see now, let's move to hue and saturation. So hue and saturation will make you change the color. See, to change the color from one color to another color. So let's assume we want to use this color now. You see how we've successfully changed this now, right? Now that's basically it. So now we see how we change this to this now. So that's really lovely and really sweet. You get it? So that's interesting. So we can still just go over and do some stuff and color balance. Although it might not color balance very well like that, but then because let's just play around, you see. So that's basically some stuff that you can actually use. Just go over and play with it. It's really nice and it's really sweet to use. So now to use the next tool, you have to make it click on something and then create a layer mask, and then you can actually start playing with it. So now for instance, now how I achieved this is that after clicking on the layer mask to give you this box, then I can go and click on the eraser tool. This is what we call eraser tool. It's used for erasing things. So I want to erase the color correction we did on it, so I'll just be clicking. You will notice that the thing is now changing to the black and white that we did earlier, you get. So that's basically how to use look at it, color mask, masking, how to mask rather. So that's basically it for the layouts, you understand. So once I am done, I'll just click on the move tool and I am good. Voila. So now to use the FX tool, to use the FX tool, you have to activate something to actually use it. So you have to click on something, I mean. So to use the FX tool, the FX tool consists of blending options, bevel, emboss, stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, satin, color overlay, gradient overlay, pattern overlay, outer glow, and drop shadow. All these things are really necessary for your designs, and of course I'll be showing you guys how to do it. Now, if you want to give your distance shadow, you should use a drop shadow. If you want to give your stuffs glow, outer glow, like a lightning stuff, it's from here. So let me just stop here for this video, so I'll not make it long. Then on the next video I will explain all these stuffs over there. So thank you, and I'm hoping to see you in the next video. Cheers.